who would have thought that Gintama might possibly have some good storytelling? You know, if any of the previous arcs were completely ignored. But in a time when there is so much danger going about, being attacked on all fronts by pirates, mind-controlling nanomachines, and what Gintoki is yet to come up against, each having their own personal battles, each probably struggling a little, but ultimately, hopefully pulling through. We're going to have to see, though. We had the rampaging noble Zura. So what do we get now? Having not only their ships overtaken, but by their own crew. And also I'm guessing that the shogun himself is somewhat affected. And I know that when I first heard it, I was very unsure on this song. Pretty much like half of the Gintama openings, actually. But it's slowly growing on me. Also, in this new world where everything shifted so much, how has Hasegawa been getting on? Maybe for him, things have really turned around since everyone else has seemed to fallen onto hard times. And I think showing it off to this degree, I do want to see the resolution or explanation of Kagura's storyline with her family. Thanks, preview. Constantly being told you're the one that should lead. Is he starting to finally question it? I mean, Sakamoto being a good host there, making sure no harm befalls him. Okay, I like that battlefield overview. Bite my... Yeah, when life isn't so many references. Yeah, but with life not being a video game, there's no save points to load up. I mean, it would be unfortunate if he was just to die. Won't be able to pay back for everything he's done then. See its fall and possible destruction that he has caused. A call from the bridge. So the bridge itself hasn't been compromised yet. Although, I probably would play a Gintama crossover with Resident Evil. Sounds kind of amusing. Probably wasn't crawling above on the pipeworks though, but for a grander plan. I see. So if he manages to overcome that. And looks like a big version of one of Katsuru's improvised devices. Yes. For good reason. Who would have thought? The captain leads such a run-down ship. Yes, please. Sacrificed for the good of the mission. They want a bit of his ass as well. Yeah, sure, he abandoned them. Yeah, just pull out some sort of turns him into hikikomori. I mean, for half the... Perfect. Is an idiot. An idiotic genius. Ta-da! Let me guess, these rice cakes, you're just gonna hole up in the net and eat. There we go. So we've got the rule of three now. There you go. You've asked the question 3 times, so of course. Of course, the answer would be given to us. I mean, he's fought through so many battles already. He's not just going to give up. His big plan there wasn't to... That's the bit in the preview. I see. So can he shift from everyone that is under his... He was infected right back then. So... Where did you decide to hole up? That's a relatively clean passage, at least. Now she has been infected. It seems stupidity didn't win out. At least it would give a reason to inflict some accidental damage on their guest. He didn't really hold back then. Shot past her. Can't have the can't hack the device if there is no device. Not much of a captain. I mean, outside of his bluster, his charming smile and everything. So by drawing out the enemy there... Missed? Oh. Damn it, shogun! He was let slip what was actually going on. I mean, does a shogun have any function in his actual body now to do anything? A slight moment of at least one action which redeems him as not completely abhorrent. Oh, it was him as one of them. What a way to have his subconscious show himself. He does have some sort of ability to at least move. Oh. Wow. Really digging in there. Not to be removed. That's some pretty good jaw strength, though, to be able to do that. There is part of themselves which is really left. Now, if he was smart, he would have a secondary body. Putting his himself in a backup kind of thing. for such a moment, for the entire fleet to be able to snap back to their senses, work together again. Having not only everyone look up to you and follow your lead, but the trust in them as well. They're all in this together. Well, it would be just a big raft. Wherever the winds of trade blow. It's a artsy answer. Maybe he's going to learn something from this experience. Was he wounded to that extent to no longer hold a sword? A wounded enemy. I see. Well, whoever it was had a beam saber. He didn't really lose much. And as long as he's not dead... Good thing that went after Sakamoto then. They will finish his fight. I like that as an explanation as to why he was always using a firearm. Oh. A the maybe he's just doing some costume party. Even in light of an enemy, Gintoki is like doesn't want people to look bad. Not at all trying to just harm his ego any further. Not only fibres being rubbed in, but... There's the beam saber. Star Sword King. So that's a beam saber whip sword that extends however long he wants. I wonder if it's him who's strong, or just the ability of the sword. In a fight like this, what can Gintoki really do? Other than face it head on with his usual wit and charm? I see. There's so much more. Yep, Gintoki will be okay. I'm sure of it. Maybe like 40% injuries or something. The only one that could bring that shard of joy of fighting. You know, when you're not able to be harmed, where's the fun in it? There's no risk. So all he needs to do is throw a bit of sand, and he's got this battle. Pocket sand will blind that third eye. It took him long enough. Did he... Oh. I see Gintoki's memory of the event is spot on. Just keep upping the monetary value. He gave you. Oh. Gintoki. Also, can you stop wiggling it down there? Gintoki, everything revolves around a small amount of pocket change. I'm sure this is going to be like Peen Toki. Even better. I see he got... His memory is spot on as well. Maybe Gintoki really went on a diet after the battle. But having the idea... there was Katsura shedding his facade and becoming himself. There was Sakamoto maintaining the ideals of a samurai and a leader, believing in his crew. What's the moral story with Gintoki? Apart from possibly having to remember faces in your past. I wish that's a lesson I will never have to learn, because it seems like a lot of effort. I think out of everything this episode, giving the shogun a lesson of what it really means to hold a position of power, to hold the respect of those that follow you, and have it a mutual thing. A lesson that he has learned far too late, but of course, just being a puppet king, he didn't need it beforehand. Maybe there is a somewhat decent person just hidden incredibly well down there. Of course, after putting the world into this much disarray and removing characters who were so beloved, there really is no turning point. But if there's one thing that can always be taught to us, if there's some mystical robot man with waving tentacles of wires, make sure to keep your mouth and every other orifice firmly closed. Actually, I think that's a pretty good rule of thumb for when you're meeting pretty much anyone. But more than being a samurai, Sakamoto, imparting the values into the others, can't wield a sword for himself anymore, but that doesn't stop him from still inhabiting everything that it truly means to be one. And if he was really as bad as the sword as they say, maybe it was good for him to have a palm-sized force multiplier. And my memory is pretty horrid, as you rightly know by now if you've seen enough videos. Names, not a chance. Dates or events, what happened? But faces, I'm not sure I can completely misconstrue events to the degree that we've seen here. Of course, they could have never actually met each other, and the ones that they have in their memory are just very similar. Coincidences all round, really. But, my god, Gintama doing its usual Gintama things, just with a lot less inane levity. Maybe not real sacrifice or stuff on the line, but what it means for all of them is really showing through. So, I guess if you've enjoyed this episode, and any and all episodes prior, let me know. Usual YouTube pleasantries, subscribe if you want to, maybe even join to my Discord. But for now, take care of yourself, get some rest, try not to cough up any wires, and I'll see you in the next one. In a world where you can truly tell the value of someone through their actions, Sakamoto has hopefully instilled a little bit into the shogun. And if you want to impart the words of advice that really helps me bite through those invading cables, consider joining on to my Patreon, because I need all the help I can get, especially from the likes of Electricant, Noku, Raywin, Kite, Sao, Shiwan, Mats, Girly, Cardboard, Croyville, Gintaman, Jennifer Rojas, Dark Shadow 7899, Jeremiah Tima, Finesse Kid, and everyone else. Well, personally, I'd like to learn that lesson before getting probed.